broadcast tonight, we have Cameron Clover, Jack Mecha1, and myself, the White Bowser, talking about annual new versions of games, good or bad. We are specifically targeting Call of Duty and the Pokemon series, deciding which ones are good, which ones are bad. I mean, does it leave little room for improvement between the year-long segments, or does it leave the players not wanting to buy the next version because they're still working on the earlier one from last year? So let us all share our thoughts on this subject about what is good, what is bad on this kind of subject. All right, Cameron, you're first, just since you're so eager.
Okay, right, so since we're actually coming out with Pokemon X and Y, this game, as we can tell, is practically just gonna blow all the other games away. I mean, earlier, before we actually started recording this, Jack said, like, his way of saying things is like, there is Generation 1 sucks, Generation 2 sucks as well, but this...
I didn't say Generation 2 sucks.
No. Yeah, Jack, repeat yourself.
I like Generation 2.
Tell the viewers what you said, Jack.
I don't like Generation 1, but I like Generation 2 to 5.
Let the hate now commence on him.
I'm going to die of hate-bation.
And my
word. Sure.
That's just great. Yeah. Anyway, what we're saying was, since, like, Nintendo, well, fans have been on this for years now, saying to Nintendo, we don't want your crummy 32-bit looking things, okay? We want actual 3D stuff, alright? And if you don't give it to us, we are going to break into your house and use a teapot for you to defend yourself. Okay, no, I'm just ripping stuff.
Among other things.
Well, Cameron, are you actually referencing your own country there?
Maybe.
You're referencing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes, that's also what I'm doing.
Of course.
Yeah,
so,
anyway.
Nintendo is technically British, not Japanese.
Wow. Thanks. Okay, anyway, what I was saying was, like I said, fans have been on Nintendo's case for years on this, but it's just that since, like, as you said, they really just have, like, a year to do things. The fact that when they just completely reinvent games, it almost makes you think that Nintendo really has no ideas left until, like, at this point, because we're just like, okay, so there was this old game, how about we just make it look better, and there we go, it's a new game that everybody's gonna love, but...
New Super Mario Bros.
Shut up.
Yes, that's actually a good point. They actually always have to create a new Super Mario Bros. Every time there's a new system, and they always try to improve it in some slight way with very extremely small variations between each version.
The new power up is the same as the cape.
Bowser is defeated the same way in every single version of Super Mario Bros. Cameron, you know this.
Yeah. I gotta get into this as well. This is really going into New Super Mario Bros. 2. Because I actually had a chat with you, Dwight Bowser.
I didn't buy that game.
Well, yeah. About, like, how the game actually... It's practically a proper, just, DCLC.
That's what I was going to say.
It's like a DCLC of New Super Mario Bros.
A DCLC? Don't you mean a DLC?
That's what I was saying, DLC. It's just you messed me up. Yeah.
That's what.
Jack, I keep on hearing you breathe very heavily. Okay.
Oh, that's so attractive.
Oh yeah, that's so attractive. Ooh, yeah, okay.
You can't do it that well, Cameron.
Shut up, I don't care, okay?
I'm working on being Darth Vader.
Oh,
very far.
Alright, so Cameron, you were saying how so New Super Mario Bros. is also guilty of this new versions of each game, but slight variations, and then like the same thing for
like how
Pokemon. Same thing with Pokemon and Call of Duty. Now, since I'm the only one who's played Call of Duty, only one. Probably Lego D-Box too, but I've only played it on certain occasions when I'm at a friend's house.
I have played it, but I've only played it at like a friend's house.
Oh, so we can share on this subject.
Yeah.
Okay, so what versions of Call of Duty have you played, Jack?
Yeah. I played. I think it was Jack Harrison. He's not on YouTube. Not sure where he is now.
What versions have you played, Jack?
I played Jack Harrison. He's a Jack.
No, the game. The Call of Duty game isn't called Jack Harrison.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All of Jack Harrison.
Baseball.
His jackiness. Maybe you can't because you're not a Jack.
Trying to imagine a Call of Duty game called.
Do you want to know why?
World
Do you want to know why you don't know? You don't know how to play that kind of game for Call of Jack Harrison because you don't know Jack. You don't know Jack.
No.
It's even a game. It makes it even better.
God, no, I'll make a commercial on this in my free time. No, but by today, Call of Duty, the Jack Harrison version. You don't know jack about this game. You use knives and guns to kill and playing as Jack flippin' Harrison. He's an awesome motherfucker that uses his brains and brawn to take down everyone in his path. He's like Bruce Lee, only he has a Thompson machine gun. You can't beat that, you little shitheads. By today. By today. Call of Duty Jack Harrison edition. You don't know Jack. About Jack.
Okay. So, where did the subject go again? Oh, it's over there. There it is.
I'm gonna take that one portion of this recording and make a commercial of it. And post on.
God. Starring Cameron Clubber and Super Luigi Man.
Hi. That's me.
Okay, what were you talking about?
Jack. Okay, so what different versions of Call of Duty have you played, Jack?
I played World of
Jack Harrison version.
Shut up. Okay, we're over that part.
No, we're not.
War and Modern Warfare 2.
Shut up, Cameron.
You can't beat Jack Harrison. What's wrong with you?
Shut up, Cameron. Let Jack talk. Now, Jack, what version of Call of Duty have you played?
World at War and Modern Warfare 2.
So those are Modern Warfare 2 is after World at War, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're probably that can share the most in view on this because I've only played Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops with my friend. All right. So
you played the 2 first?
I have not played Black Ops 2 now.
Oh, good.
Have you now share your thoughts on the different?
Nobody cares about what you have to say, Mister.
What on earth are you doing?
You're Mister. You are Mister. Because you can't.
Okay, so what I'm getting from this conversation is that Cameron's going to be useless in this section.
No, it's not that.
Okay.
Cameron's just entertaining himself. Now, as I was saying, Jack, please tell us exactly what the differences are between Modern Warfare 2 and World at War. Please go ahead.
Oh, he doesn't know Jack Harrison.
In Modern Warfare 2 and the maps and the story.
The maps? Like what? Oh, you
The
mean like
maps?
Yeah, like in Xbox Live maps and stuff.
Are the maps bigger or smaller? What's the difference?
They're like bigger, and there's more of them.
So you have more room to move around and combat with people?
Yeah. Basically, most of the Call of Duty games should be expansion packs and not full different games.
So do the maps get bigger or smaller in Modern Warfare 2?
It depends. There's some maps that are bigger than in World at War, some that are smaller.
Well, compared to all the other maps, which ones get bigger? Are more than smaller in Modern Warfare 2 than compared to World at War?
I don't know. I've only played like 4 of the maps.
Because I can tell you right now that I've played Call of Duty games, and the maps actually get smaller with each game. Every time it's like you take 20 steps, you literally only have to take 30 steps before you're engaged in combat. That's how small they've made the maps in these future Call of Duty games to ensure that everyone gets a chance to play and stay in the action. So that's like one thing that they really are trying to improve the maps. Now, there's one thing I want to touch on with Call of Duty in my World at War and Modern Warfare 2. what do you have to say about the knife?
Mm.
The knife.
When
knife.
Since I didn't know how to play Call of Duty for the first time, I basically tried the entire game just trying to use the knife. Needless to say, I lost a lot.
No, actually, in later versions of Call of Duty, especially Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2, the knife is an overpowering weapon if you master it. Literally, it really is.
I know, but I didn't master it. It was my first time playing.
There are tons of videos explaining humiliation videos where someone just goes around walking in Modern Warfare 3 match, just knifing everyone constantly and causing humiliation. Have you seen those videos?
God damn it!
What, am I supposed to now be watching Call of Duty videos?
No, not really, but that's just something to mention as in how, well, you can kind of notice that the one thing they have changed in Call of Duty is that the knife has gotten less and less OP as Call of Duty has gone on. Literally, the only things I have noticed in Call of Duty that have changed are the knife is less powerful, the maps get smaller, with some conditions, of course, and there's a slight variation in like actually those are the only two differences, I think. Those are the only two differences. So Cameron, going back to you now.
So I'm here. I'm actually here now instead of just staying silent for the next freaking 5 minutes.
Well, maybe you should play Call of Duty and you've been able
No, Jack. Jack, listen, guys. We all have to learn to take turns talking and listening. That's the thing with these hangouts.
Yeah, Mr. Jack. I can't think of a good joke. God damn. Wow. That's just great. Anyway, as you were saying, the White Bowser.
Well, now I will share my thoughts on basically how the games have changed. If any of you have played Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and then you played Pokemon Platinum, you will notice that the speed of surfing is drastic when you surf on Pokemon is drastically different from the speed in Pokemon Platinum to the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Like, you literally surf on Pokemon extremely slow in Diamond and Pearl, and surf on Pokemon really fast in Platinum. It really is quite amazing how that works.
Wait, so you actually noticed that tiny little detail?
It's not really a tiny detail because it's a lot faster. Because I have Pearl and I've had Platinum, and by the way, my Platinum file's completely overpowered since Mr. Cameron cheated, basically, and gave me some of his Pokemon. Oh yeah, didn't you get your Pokemon from Luke, who cheated, and then you gave some?
Yeah, that's actually on my Pokemon Black, isn't it?
Yeah, you traded them all.
Oh yeah.
I'm higher in the food chain. I've got Black too.
Yeah.
I win.
Dwight Bowser. You know how I think it was on our last hangout we were talking about.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were talking? Oh my god, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh my god.
Okay, hold on. Are you saying you used an action? Did you use an action replay?
No.
Yeah. I remember what I was gonna say.
Replay.
I remember what I was gonna say.
Cameron traded.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. When we were talking about action replay, White Bowser, my friend Luke actually had it, and then he was like, you know what? I'm not really into Pokemon anymore. Here, you can have all of them. So I got all of these ones that he had from there. It was from his friend.
He's very cross with you for stealing all
he couldn't get any more. And so, like, a couple of weeks later, he's like, hey, you stole all my Pokemons! And it's like, but you told me to have all of them. It's like, no, I only told you to take a couple of my Pokemons! I'm just like, well, I left you a Wobbuffet. Like, I don't want no Wobbuffet! I want all my Pokemon!
I will strangle you if you say Pokemon one more time. Say Pokemon. Say Pokemon.
Can I say Pokemon?
Okay, right. Anyway, so yeah, that happened, and then I actually used this other DS that my sister had, and I used it so that I could actually trade over the Pokemon between games like Black and Diamond, because you know you need 2 DSs for that. So
and you continue to not trade my timber and boulder,
yeah.
so I could
remember
evolve
that
them.
when I didn't give out. So yeah. Sorry
Thanks
about
to
that.
you
But
being
anyway.
in the Elite Four, even though you'd already beat it 100 times.
Thank you.
You know, one of the other things that I like to discuss about how Pokemon's really changed in Pokemon Black and White, Black and White, and Pokemon Black and White 2, they changed the way you level up. The
EV stats are a bit different, aren't they?
Yeah. Not only that, Cameron. What? No, I'm not finished yet.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm not gonna get lost in the
when
song.
you level
Sorry,
up.
I'm not gonna get lost in the song. Sorry.
Okay, so they changed the way they changed the way you level up. They changed the
I've
way you
got an
level up.
idea. I'm gonna mute Cameron.
It's
No.
not, don't. They
Bye.
change the way you level up, and this drastically changes how fast you level up. Take for example, if you fight a weak Pokemon, you earn less EXP. When if you played in Pokemon Platinum and you fought a weak Pokemon, you would earn the same EXP. Not only that, but one of the things I really didn't like they put in Pokemon Black and White was that they added animations. I actually felt like the animations took away from all the artwork that they put into all the different poses all the Pokemon had in each different version. Like I remember seeing a pose of a Blastoise in I think it was Pokemon Yellow version that I just thought was freaking amazing. The pose of that Blastoise in Pokemon Yellow version was amazing, and that's what I think went wrong when they added animations to all of the new Pokemon games. It sort of defeated the artwork that came with making all those poses for all different types of Pokemon, like searching for the perfect pose, and that just went away when they added animations.
So
Yeah,
how
and
do you feel about the new X and Y full animations?
I mean,
before I get onto that,
hold on, Jack. What is it, Cameron?
well, what I was gonna say was added with that, it makes the battles a lot longer because if you're for the actual attacks, the animations are going to be longer. So when you really say you're storming through the last area before you go up against the Elite Four, and there's just a ton of Pokemon around, and then suddenly it's just if you don't have any repels and you just go up against them, you're just okay, just get through this. But instead of taking 1 minute through the other games, it takes you 5 minutes just because of the stupid animations, and it's even going to emphasize more of that on X and Y as well, because since it's in 3D, that's a whole new bunch of animations and new looks of the Pokemon. So added with the fact that it's just going to make the poses just downgrade so badly, it's also going to make the battles last ages. So it's kind of a little problem.
You guys are saying this, but since Generation 1, there have been not poses in Stadium, Stadium 2, and so on in all the 3D console games. None of them have just had sprites. They've all been 3D images.
Well, what are you talking about? Nobody's heard of any of those games. Remember when we were looking at the awesome Nintendo people who were on YouTube and they were like, oh, they're finally coming out with a 3D Pokemon game. Oh, wait a minute, they did that 4 freaking times, but we didn't notice because we're 3D.
They did it 4 times.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
We don't talk about the 4th one.
Yeah.
I would like to add something into this because if anyone's played Pokemon Black and White 2, when you're walking around the grass and just going to train your Pokemon.
We get the idea.
Okay.
That was necessary, actually.
Hey Jack, do you want to hear that awesome song?
Team Aqua?
Hey, do you remember that awesome town song? The creepypasta one? Oh yeah, Jack's loving this.
I'm not doing it. I'll find a YouTube video.
Jack's just loving this. Keep going, like Bowser. Just keep going. Keep going.
Okay. I lost.
No, keep going. Keep going.
From the beginning, I've got a song on YouTube, and I'm going to play it to see how close you are to the actual song.
Okay, here we go.
You seriously gonna do this, Jack?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait. 3, 2, 1, go. Dun, da 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 Am I accurate, Jack? Am I accurate, Jack?
At all.
Not at all?
Was it because I added in Patrol song?
No, I was actually trying to do the Vermilion Sea theme.
Oh, the Vermilion City.
Oh, you did Vermilion City!
The actual creepypasta area.
You're supposed
Pokemon Yellow version Vermilion Sea. That's what I was doing.
I was doing Pokemon Red and Blue Lavender Town.
It's Lavender Town. How did you not know that? Oh no. Oh yeah. Okay. I think Jack is liking this more than Vermilion City. Oh yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, that's my jazz.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, let's get back on subject. Let's get back on subject, people.
Yeah. No, keep on saying.
Our subject has disappeared again.
Yeah.
Alright, so what we were talking about is that what I was saying is that when you are walking around in the grass in Pokemon Black and White 2 version and trying to train your Pokemon, and like just before you walk into a wild encounter, there's actually a very significant lag before you actually proceed into the battle sequence. I've actually once counted it. The lag before I went to the battle sequence was actually over a second long. And compare this to Pokemon Platinum, and you like get into the wild encounter right away when you're in the grass like that. But in Pokemon Black and White 2, it takes like 1.5 to 1 second to 1.5 seconds just to get into that encounter.
What was that, Jack? What was that?
I'm very shocked.
Wait. So you had to
Hold
say?
on.
Did you have to say? Did you have to say? Wow.
Yes, I did.
You had to say.
Very important.
You had to say.
Yes.
You had to say.
I'm back.
Oh, your turn.
What I miss? What I miss? Everyone's laughing. What I miss?
Okay. You don't want to know.
Good. Well, at least I'll know when we're done recording. As I will. So whatever. Anyways, as I was saying, there's a significant amount of lag between the wild encounters and when you're actually in the grass in Pokemon Black and White 2. And this is because they added in the animations, and that's why it's really bad that they made this kind of change. It kind of delays, and you can only imagine how long that lag will be when it transfers to 3D. You might have to wait 2 seconds just standing in the grass before the wild encounter actually proceeds.
So, do you actually like Pokemon Generation 5, or do you dislike it?
Dun, dun,
do you think it's good generation?
That's just the thing. That I believe that they're not taking that much. I believe they're not taking that enough time in the generations span.
Well, yeah, I think it's been about around 2 years. Since...
No, actually, if you look this up on the internet, Jack, there's actually a 4-year span in between each new generation.
I know it's 4 years between each one except for Gen 1 and Gen 2.
No, except for 5
and Gen 6.
Yeah, it's because after Generation 2... Sorry, White Buzzer. It's just that, after Jax, I was saying, after Generation 2, they just ran out of ideas, and then suddenly went on like, hey, maybe we can turn this cow into a Pokemon! And suddenly they make a new game.
No, actually, that's what kind of angers me, is that, my favorite version of Pokemon is Generation 3, personal preference, and they've never remade it. In fact, I was looking for them to do a remake of it before they transferred into the 6th generation, which would add all the new 3D mechanics.
Oh, that's what I mean. You have no idea how many people want to have a remake
what
of
everybody
Gen
thought
3.
was going to be
Cameron, hold on.
what was happening in... What am I trying to say? I bet that's what everyone thought was going to happen when Game Freak were going to announce something about Pokemon. I bet they thought it was going to be a Gen 3 remake.
Yeah, sorry about slightly interrupting you, Jack. Okay, anyway, back to Mr. Randy O'Ming over there.
Yeah, if you ever noticed, my name is a parody of Randomine. I'm random.
Oh, that's... Oh,
You
yes.
didn't notice that?
You didn't
No.
Are
I
you
really
stupid?
wanted to... No, I'm
Good
not.
sir, are you
No.
stupid?
No. It's just that I wanted to know why it was Randy O'Ming.
Jack,
really...
Jack, I think we can come to a consensus
What?
that Cameron is
What?
slightly
No.
stupid. Do you agree?
No, how?
Yes.
How?
Oh, Cameron,
didn't...
don't feel so
No.
bad.
What did I do so wrong?
Well,
we don't know. We're just blaming you for stuff.
That's the whole point. Yes, thank you.
Screw you, Jack. Hey. Sorry. Okay.
You're bullying me.
Okay. Now that I've turned into a little girl. Hey, Evan, take some Haribos. I smacked it in his face.
Okay, so basically we talked about the differences between the new Pokemon and the old Pokemon.
By the way, while this is happening, I'm watching the video.
We talked about the differences between.
Yeah.
We talked about the differences between the new Call of Duty and the old Call of Duty, and the differences between the new Super Mario Bros. Series. Can you think of any other games that are annual that
The
might need
FIFA games, the WWE games.
Oh yeah, the football games, right? The
Yeah.
sports games.
Hey,
Pretty much every sport in history has annual.
just wondering, before we were actually doing this video, we were going to be talking about trolling on
And
YouTube.
spam,
That's
weren't
next
we?
video. That's next
that's
video.
next
Stay on
video.
topic. Stay on
That's
topic.
Oh, okay.
That's YouTube help. This is game talk, I
Yeah.
guess.
Game talk! Yeah!
Yes.
Now,
It sounds
Jack,
like, sounds
Jack,
like one
have
of those news.
have you played any of the sports games, Jack? Have you noticed any differences between them? Between the annual?
They basically all that they do is they slightly upgrade the graphics in most, and if there's been any switches in teams or new players, they just add them in.
And one of those games is actually one of those jam things, and when you can say bag-a-lang-a-doo-dah.
But that game wasn't annual because
Jack?
there was about a 10.
Jack, I'm sorry.
One at a time.
I'm sorry, but Jack, why did you not laugh at that? Why did you not laugh at that?
Do you know me? I'm not.
You've seen the video. Come on.
Yes, I've seen the video, but
I haven't seen the video.
Bag-a-lang-a-doo-dah.
I haven't seen the video.
What?
I haven't seen the video.
Oh.
well, again, I've seen it. It's not actually that funny, Cameron.
Well, yeah, it's just that I wanted you to laugh at me when I said bang-a-lang-a-doo-dah.
We're not gonna laugh
I don't do laughing.
You ever
not
remember
my
Oh, really?
when the White Bowser decided to cough? I thought he was going to do one of those coughs. Like, oh, no surprise.
Yeah.
You're saying, Randy?
Okay, well, now I have noticed that some of the Jack, do they add any sort of new strategy mechanics to any of the new
They
sports
kind
games?
of change the controls, and they sometimes add some kind of new feature, you might say.
I know I once played sorry. Sorry. Now
Bang-a-lang-a-doo-dah.
did they I know I played a football game before. They had these like every time you're in possession of the ball, you have some things to select to use. Like you can use the spider web technique to run the ball. You can use the catapult technique to throw the ball, and whichever technique you pick offers you different variations of how far you can go when you do it. Do they have that kind of sort of thing in the?
I'm sorry, are we trying to talk
Where-
about Marvel Sports?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, alright, yeah.
Yeah, because you said the spiderweb technique.
Alright.
I'm just sorry.
Got it.
No, those are actual names of moves they do use in football games. I think. I believe I might be thinking of an earlier version. What were you gonna say, Jack?
Oh, by the way, just wonder, what do you mean by? Are you talking about like our version of football? Because our version of football is actual like.
No.
Okay. Our
You
football to you is soccer,
Far more
and
often.
your football. To
I'm talking about the Madden
us
games,
is...
Cameron. The actual
yeah,
Madden games that do football, like our kind of football. Only in
Yeah.
America.
All
it's just
kinds
what-
of football.
Yeah, it's
Got
just
it.
what I was saying was, and your football is our rugby, and our
It's not
rugby
really
is something you
rugby.
won't give a damn
Rugby
about.
isn't the same as football, Cameron.
But now,
I
getting
think
back
it's
on.
slightly less violent.
Well,
You're like,
game back,
I know
guys. Getting
that
back
they're
on
different.
topic. Getting back on topic, guys. Jack, you were gonna say
Sport
something.
talk, part of game talk.
Game talk, yeah! Play the Lagaduda!
Don't, Jack, you were gonna say the differences between the different strategy mechanics. How do they have any sort of that spider web or catapult throwing technique? How do you basically run the ball or throw the ball? How does that differ from each kind of game,
Well,
football game?
the AI's kind of improved because in our football, well, what happens is there's like you usually are forced to start the match by kicking the ball backwards to one of the players behind because they usually can very easily stop you if you just use your first player. So basically, that's a new strategy. They've changed penalty a lot, I think.
Okay.
What do you think of any?
Well, basically, we've talked about 4 different types of game versions. That's good enough. Any final thoughts on these annual new versions of games? Good or bad? Does it appeal to the audiences, or does it? And is that pro, or does it add? What are you eating, Cameron?
I'm eating Haribo's. Why?
I
I just
like
heard
how you immediately blame that
I
on
heard a
Cameron
candy wrapper.
without
It's
a
not that
second
hard.
thought.
I've literally got this one of those big bags that have like 25 mini packs of Haribo's.
Yeah, I can hear the candy wrapper, Cameron.
Candy,
Please.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyways, as I was saying, final thoughts on these annual new versions of games. Does it appeal to a pro? Could be annual new versions of games appeals to the audiences because it's new, it's more games to buy. However, it doesn't appeal to your audiences because they might not want to buy the new version, or it might not have as many improvements. Like there's just slight variations that don't really like matter in the end. They don't really like change the course of how it could be better. So, Jack,
Cameron, would you stop eating until?
Let go!
Jack, do you think that it's good that they have these new annual versions of games, or do you think that it's just not sufficient?
Well, what I personally think is, if that can keep happening, then games are going to become stale really quickly. If Pokemon keeps going down the same track that there's really quickly introducing Generation 6 like they have, then the games may become stale.
It's just like the Mega Man series. The Mega Man series just totally fell out. Literally, there's absolutely no new Mega Man games because the series fell out after it was literally a new Mega Man game every.
And cancels every game, every Mega Man game that's
There's literally
possibly come
a
out.
new Mega Man game like every 10 months, and then it was literally the same game, and then it just fell through and like there's no new Mega Man games. So hopefully it doesn't happen with Pokemon, but Pokemon definitely needs to start taking its time on especially they need to remake Generation 3. In my personal opinion, they should have remade Generation 3 and then let the masses wait for another year before they introduce Generation 6. Because there are way too many people.
Blacking is the best Pokemon ever, and he deserves
there are way too many
remake.
people. I know, but that's what I mean. There are way too many people, including myself, who have Pokemon Emerald for the Game Boy Advanced, and the internal barriers run dry, and that's what irks me.
Yeah.
And of course, Nintendo DS versions have one battery that's on Nintendo DS that's rechargeable. The Game Boy Advance versions have a battery built into the cartridge, which is limited, which is why it needs to be remade. So, yeah, it might go stale. Now, Cameron, while you're eating, share your thoughts on this subject.
It doesn't have enough fag like a doodah!
Well, Cameron, thanks for not being
No, Jack. Cameron.
Okay, right. Okay.
Wait till he's done laughing. Cameron, go ahead.
Okay.
How about you share your thoughts?
Yeah.
So this may take a while.
Jack, he's making a fool of himself. He can choose when to stop laughing. Cameron, share your thoughts.
Doesn't have enough fag like a doodah!
You have 30 seconds.
Okay, right.
Oh, you're out. Strike free.
I really don't have anything more to say about like how I'm really starting to think that eventually you're just gonna say that's it, time out, end of video.
No, I won't do that. Now, Cameron, please share your thoughts on this subject.
There's really nothing to say more than when it comes to the games when they just keep on remaking them, like in Pokemon. Really, it's one of those things that you just really want, but it really doesn't give a good impression on the developers because it's basically the exact same idea, which is where the whole New Super Mario Bros. 2 DLC kind of thing comes in, where it's like it's the exact same idea, so they're practically doing the exact same thing, which kind of ruins it. So that's all I have to say. Really, it's just
Now,
I would like it if they didn't really continue to do this exact same thing. It would help if they actually complete. This is a thing that I'd really like to see in a Pokemon game. They remade a generation, like say Generation 3, but added like a kind of style, like say Pokemon X and Y into it, as in like actually completely make sure that it's just revolutionized so that it finally goes into 3D and so the areas can be completely remade, and due to it being more than just up, down, left and right for the controls, it is just like you could put that to good use, and with that and all the gravity and physics and all that added all together, just recreating those kind of games, it would just be much better than just making the games look better, and that's practically it.
That goes back to what was the real subject, was that the game designers should take more time to make improvements.
Yeah.
There are just these subtle differences between each new version of Pokemon and Call of Duty and Super Mario Bros. But Super Mario Bros. You're always going to defeat Bowser the same way. Same thing with Mega Man. Mega Man basically fell out because it's the same thing every game, and but Pokemon, they're trying to take off from that path and make small differences, but it's just not enough. They need to start taking their time. They should have remade Generation 3 before they moved on to the 6th gen. It would have given them more time to improve on the next Pokemon generation. This would be called pandering. Doing something just to entertain the fans and not to necessarily make them feel good. That's called pandering. So that's actually a good thing to touch on. Game designers should stop pandering and start actually making better games.
Well, that actually kind of goes into our next video about YouTube trolling and all that.
Well, no, we're not talking about Cameron. We're not talking about that.
Yeah, I know that.
Do I get a chance at talking?
Yeah, you too. It's just that I want to say this real quick. It kind of goes into the next video, just for a brief moment, okay? So don't get up all in my face.
Hey, Cameron, say that topic. What were you gonna say?
Well,
oh, me?
Yeah, what were you gonna say? Please finish.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember. Thanks, Jack.
No, that's your own fault, Cameron. That's your own fault, Cameron.
No, sorry.
Jack, go ahead. Jack,
Hello.
go ahead.
Hello.
What,
are you
me?
alive? Yes, you.
Oh,
Mr.
me.
Super
Yeah,
awesome man with Elmo powers.
shut up. Well,
You're gonna share your thought.
going back to what Cameron said about remaking Generation 3 in 3D and you said about the diagonal control thing, but they would likely have to remake Hoenn to do that because it's not made for that kind of thing. It's made to be just walking left, right, up and down. So they'd have to remake some things in Hoenn to do that.
To the left, to the left.
Well, I will say this has been a very successful conversation. It's been going on for a little under 50 minutes now, so I'll probably separate it into two parts because, to be honest, no one's going to want to watch a 50-minute long talk conversation unless it's the two-part. But I could make it.
By the way, you have realised that this is a live stream, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but I'll be able to separate it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, well that concludes our game talk hangout. We'll proceed to the next hangout, which will probably be a much shorter one because this is game talk videos are probably much longer. But anyways, let's let's go into the next one. This has been TWB, Dwight Bowser.
Cameron Clubber.
And?
Jack One. Game talk, game talk, game talk. See you next week.
Game talk. Alright, let's go.
I gotta do that!
Shut up!